Howdy, howdy, howdy. This is the Planet of Sound, along with Dusty and Kimball. This is Hector. And if you haven't heard our show before, and this is your first time around, we talk Pixies. We talk Frank Black, and we talk Frank Black and the Catholics, and anything else in between. So there you go. Guys, how you doing today?
Feeling pretty good, man.
Good.
Glad to see you guys,
Good,
man.
good.
Super glad to see you guys.
See you guys on
You have no idea.
these little Zoom screens. Little Zoom screens.
Right?
That's right, man.
All good.
I'm glad you guys are doing well.
How you guys been?
Doing good, man.
Enjoying the summer.
How was the summer? Since the kids have gone back to school for you guys, right? Summer's over, right?
The summer is over, right? Yeah, they're all back in school. I got high schoolers. Dusty, you got college. And Kimball, we have toddlers.
Yeah. Yeah. And just all of them.
And workers.
And workers.
Actually, my oldest is working right now. She's working right now.
Good to hear.
She's young. She's got a little time.
A little time, before
right.
before the
Exactly. Let her
life just destroys all of her hopes and dreams.
Right.
No, but I was going to say that trade school is a real option. I think that sometimes people don't think about, depending on what you want to do, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Got to find
You
that
know what I'm
trade.
saying? Got to figure out what you
Find
got
a
to
trade.
explore the things out there and
That's
options.
the tricky thing. It's just people figuring out what they
Right?
want to do before. Here's something about England, right? Okay. So what I've kind of figured out the past few years, mostly it's because of my stepson, Patrick. He's gotten to like the end of the school career, to the point where he can choose to go to college, to go in something specialized, or he can kind of keep doing what would be an equivalent of kind of high school sort of thing. And I just remember like a year or two ago when he was trying to figure out what to do. He was like 15. I'm just like, what the hell? Like, what 15-year-old knows what they're gonna do? Like, to the point of like, yeah, I'm gonna stop going to high school and I'm gonna go to college full time in this one specific
At 15?
I'm like, what the hell? Like, dude, at 22, I didn't know what I was going to do. Like, I just think, man, that's a bit presumptuous.
Wow.
England.
There might be certain people, like, I guess, like, if they had a music option at 15, I would have been like, yeah, that's what I want to do for a living. I knew before that. You know what I mean? But I think that those are rare cases where people know at a young age. There's, like, certain people who just, like, it clicks, and they're like, that's all I'm going to do. I have to do something in that field, right? But you're right. I think a lot of people, like, so that's my younger daughter was more like that. Like, pretty much when she started high school, she knew she wanted to go into like some kind of like psychology, psychiatry, like something mental. But she's also like into biology, so it's like there's a crossover there that she's all into. And so she those are the classes she took, right? Kind of prepped herself.
Sure.
My other daughter, she was more like me, where she likes to draw. She did sings and like more artistic stuff, and kind of floated around and not really sure. She's trying to figure it out. And like I can relate to that because that's where I was like, what am I gonna do for work if I really want to do music? You know what I mean? How am I gonna support myself? And she's more like, she draws and stuff, and she does, sells her art and stuff. But as we have friends who are artists, it's not like that's going to really pay the bills, right? So she has to figure something else out to do on the side.
Plan B.
And so college might not be right for her. Like, there's other things that interest her that like she can do, like a trade school or something, or just go get a job and try and get some experience. Although I know that's really hard to do now.
Right.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I'm just saying, especially now, like going to college and getting all this debt, and then getting out of college and just being in debt, and then also getting like a low-paying job. Like, is it really? It used to be like that was the definite, like, you will go to school, you'll go to college, you'll graduate college, you'll get a job, and that's not necessarily the case. Like,
time to change.
If you're lucky enough to know ahead of time what you want to go into, and if it doesn't require the college route, then don't do it. Like, do the thing. But then again,
Or do it all.
Go
to college.
Well, I mean, that's I think the point we're saying, right? Is like you think you go get out there and try some things, see what really kind of you get attracted to.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be three things when I grew up. I wanted to be a ventriloquist, I wanted to be a tornado scientist, and I wanted to be a cartoonist.
Wait a minute.
And I ended up
as a cartoonist.
I thought you wanted to be RoboCop. What happened?
I mean,
hey,
I would
there's
be
still
RoboCop,
time.
but that means I'd have to be brutally slaughtered first, and there would have to be good enough technology.
That's what I said.
for that
There's
to
still
be a
time.
reality.
Still time. That's
There's
right.
still time, but I would have to be a cop.
Dream
No,
Not
no
over.
way, not necessarily. Hey, man, you're just good at something, and then they'll
Give me
make
a
you into
volunteer.
a cop.
What?
Once they put all those parts on you.
Good at something.
Yeah,
Honorary
man.
cop.
Anyway, what are we here for, guys?
I was going to
Oh,
say,
anyways,
if you
yes.
came here for some music or Pixies, and you were wondering why we're talking
Well,
about
I know.
kids
I
in
wanted
college.
to get caught up with you guys. It's not like we see each other every day, but we do have very exciting Pixies news that came out. We do have a new album coming out. They announced October 25th.
Woohoo.
And the name of that album is what, Dusty?
The night the zombies came.
Interesting title, huh? It seems kind of
Crazy. Mouthful.
Seems kind of not Pixie.
I love it. A lot of people are talking some shit, but I love it, man. I think it's
I'll
awesome.
talk shit, but
It's
oh well.
different, and it's like
Really, I love it,
it's like
man.
they say.
Eh.
Well, they took it from like a name
Songs,
in one
right?
of the songs,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a lyric. So I think when you hear the album,
Which is what that's what they do.
When you hear the album, it'll probably make more sense.
Even
Or
if
like,
not,
okay,
I
whatever.
love it. I just think it's cool. It's so Pixies. To me, that's the root of the Pixies. Where
Definitely
they just
that.
like,
Yes, I'll give you that. It definitely
right?
Pixies.
Debaser.
Well,
Debaser.
it's a song.
I know, but I'm saying, but that's where
Yeah.
Doolittle, right? In that lyric.
Yeah.
No,
I
Mr.
think it's
Greaves.
Mr. Greaves.
Sorry.
It does
Why
come
did I
from
think
lyrics.
Oyster Beds?
You're right. You're
But
right.
because it's the first song. But I'm just thinking, like lyrically, it's always a lyric of a song.
I'll bossa
And
nova with you.
exactly.
Except-
You're right.
Hey, Dusty,
You're right.
right
I'm
now,
wrong.
Don't help him, Hector.
You're gonna make me think of
Dusty,
it.
I will give you. Well, no,
Yes.
it's just a quiz. I will give you a gift of
Ooh.
something. I don't know
A
what it is.
plane flight over to
You can
England.
tell me.
That always gets the gifts.
No, something else. That's a lot of money.
Oh, I was
No,
trying.
but
I was
here's the
trying,
question.
man.
Okay, which Pixies album title doesn't come from a lyric
I knew you were gonna ask this.
or song title?
It's not from the song title or a song lyric. You're saying.
Correct.
Ooh, this is a good one. This is a good one.
It's beneath the ire, right?
Well, close.
Oh,
but the ear.
yeah.
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 Did it? Yeah.
Oh,
It's not
Oh.
a lyric or a song
come on!
title.
Where's those plane tickets?
Cool. Hey, plane ticket. I said I'd get you something. I'll get you
You're good. Actually, you know what? I do have a request
I think.
because I know you are an
All right.
artist.
Ooh.
I would love for
Wow.
you to do a cartoon version of us three with our Planet of Sound logo.
Oof. That might look.
Is that doable or is that way too out of?
Oh, I mean, I could do it. I don't.
Oh,
I'm not saying it'll be good.
Oh, dude, come on! I want it to be cartoonized.
It could just
I
be
want you to do
shite.
it like your
Shite.
style, that thing, you know.
I don't
Really?
have a style.
I guess
paid- I
you
get
know
paid
what?
to-
Because
You have
of what
officially
you've
lost
worked
Kimball.
on, I
No
feel
more
like
shit, but
I guess
shite.
I'm imposing my presupposed idea of what your style would be based on what you work on. I guess, and I get that. So I apologize. You're right. I don't know what your style is.
Oh, no, it's fine.
I guess I'm thinking like
I really
you know
don't have it.
with
I don't
with
have much of a
those
style.
with those types of characters in mind. I would love to see us caricatures of us in that style, right? With our our logo, that
I
would
could
be
figure
cool,
something out.
man.
On his
Yeah.
downtime.
I can
On his
figure something
downtime,
out.
Right.
Right? Oh yeah, there's no time frame, right?
There's no time.
So, getting back to
Anyway.
the
The
album.
night
Anyways.
the zombies came.
There's 13 songs on the album,
Mhm.
so pretty good.
Delivering, always producing. Can we just real quick?
Go ahead,
Can we
yeah.
say?
Yeah. Machine.
I think this is. If you go back and listen to this episode after episode, we always talk about Frank's ability to just churn it out, dude. It's crazy to me his ability to just write songs and write songs and write songs and
On
write
that
songs.
note, I was kind of looking back at the more recent albums, and even with the whole debacle of losing Pause, and getting another bass
Debacle.
player, and having to
Right.
re-record some of the stuff for the album, it's still only been 2 years since Doggerel, and now this is
Right.
going to come out in 2
Right.
years and 1 month since
Yeah.
Doggerel.
yeah.
And I'm just like, dude, in this day and age, I feel like it usually takes 4 years to put out
Not to
albums
bring
or
age
something.
into it, but when, especially at this point in your
Oh,
career,
yeah.
like why you could do it every 5 years, you could do it every. Look at Blur, they're like, yeah, man, we'll put
Well,
it.
that's different.
You know,
Damon,
man, it's-
Damon squeezes out Gorillaz albums every.
it is different,
But not only make an album, but touring is a big thing too at their age. and they still continue to do it. They're touring right
Well,
now.
that's what I'm saying. So it'd be
As we
easier to
speak.
just do an album every 5 years and then tour for a year and then take 3 years
Right,
off.
right.
Or not 3 years. You take a year off and then record for a couple
Right.
years.
You're
And
looking
then
at 4 years.
like you would think a schedule like that would be more. But you know what? I will say this.
Well-
I will say this, not to bring all this back around, but I apologize if we do have any young listeners. But as we get to where we're at in time, I could see it also being like, they're leaving what they have of themselves behind here in their music and their, you know what I mean? So there's a legacy here, and like, I would be that way. Like I just want to creating and just keep writing and leave as much material as I possibly could leave. You know what I mean? Like I could see that being a kind of a.
As long as you can do it, right? Yeah.
Exactly. Why I can, man.
I just think they like to be active.
Yeah.
Like, hey.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
Well, they could.
Let's go into the
But they could
studio
just tour
and record some more.
You know.
Speaking of,
But the fact they're writing.
Well, Charles was interviewed just yesterday by BBC.
I didn't get the chance to see that yet.
Well, yeah, it was an audio thing because they've been playing festivals here in the UK right now. They might be on stage right now, actually, at whatever festival is tonight.
Raise a glass to the Pixies.
Raise
Or
it.
two Pixies.
The Pixies. But anyway, this interviewer guy
Two Pixies.
was talking to Charles, and it's like, so you've got a new album coming out in October, and Charles kind of had a second. He's like, oh yeah, that album. Like, he's like, but he's like, in my mind, like, we recorded that ages ago. It's done. We're already on to the next one. He's like, he said
He's already
they have a
next.
session.
Yeah, going.
They have
Yeah.
a session booked in London for this fall, for the next album.
So
like at the same time as an album is being released, this one, they're already like working on the next one. And that's the
Right.
thing. Like I wonder if
that's what I was speculating.
had there not been the pause change, this album probably would have come out earlier.
So tell me this,
And so
Kimball.
we'll be getting
tell me this,
album
Kimball.
like we're almost to the point
Yeah.
where we're getting like an album
Yeah.
every year or year and a half ish. And that's awesome.
So is that lead to speculate that they had do you feel they recorded all their parts back in October and just had Emma play Paz's parts all over again? Right?
Yeah.
Because this is obviously Charles says from what he said it's an older. He doesn't. He was like, that album. This was done last year. You know.
Well, yeah. It's been done a long time. Well, here's the thing. They when the album was announced, and we speculated about this in our last episode. We were talking about the tour with Emma and how quickly they brought her on, and how long had she known she was going to be in the band before the tour? I don't know. Anyway, when they properly announced this album, Rolling Stone put out an article about them, and it started off saying that, Emma, who had retired from the music scene, she'd quit Band of Skulls, she was focusing on painting. She did get a call from Tom Dalgety, who had produced some Band of Skull stuff prior, so that's how he knew her, saying like, and it said it was kind of an urgent call, it was basically saying like, hey, there's this band Pixies, they're kind of without a bass player, they need a bass player and also a female background singer, and of course Emma does both those things like really, really well. And so she agreed to, I don't know if it was like be in the band or like we just need someone to finish this album and then see how it goes from there. And so she agreed, and here's the crazy thing. She goes over to Tom's studio, which is in England, in Wiltshire, near probably an hour away from where I live. I should go knock on his studio door someday and get arrested.
Dude. Why not?
But she hadn't even met the band.
You haven't lived.
Like, I think they called and like had Zoom calls and stuff to talk about it, but she just recorded the parts on her own.
That is crazy.
And in theory, these are the parts that Paz had recorded. October 2020.
23, October 23.
Yeah.
Last year.
I think that happens.
And,
I think that happens a lot more than people realize.
Well,
Stuff
it's
like
just crazy because it's like she shows up, she hasn't met the band.
Oh yeah.
She gets the files. She listens to what's there. She records
for all
her
she
stuff.
knows.
She agrees to be in the band. She agrees to go on the Bossa Nova Trump tour. She flies to L.A., and only then does she actually meet the band to begin practicing for the bossa
Wait,
nova
so she
trump
was
solo.
actually offered like a position, like you are a pixie.
I don't know.
Before that,
Well,
that's
here's
so.
the thing,
That's where I'm.
Well, they had a tour coming up. They had to, I would think, right?
I don't know how permanent it was because it was the same thing with like Kim Shattuck. It's like we need a bass player. Come and join the band. I don't know if you're permanent or if we'll try it out. We'll see how it goes. Sort of thing.
Same thing with Paz after the first album, right? I think at first we didn't know for sure. It's like, was she officially? Is she not officially?
Like, kind of to do that too because they don't know if they're gonna gel.
Be ambiguous.
So because
ambiguous is that a word? Ambiguous.
What are you drinking over there?
Well, the announcement was, Paz has exited the band, and joining the band for this tour is Emma Richardson on bass. It didn't say she was a member. I think it was just to like, let's see how it goes. We're not gonna say that you're a full member, but she is.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
she
say
recorded
it.
the whole parts. She's learned all the songs.
Well,
she's touring, and apparently they're recording more stuff in October.
More stuff with her.
So,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think we'll see. I mean, who knows? She might be like, here, I'll record this and I'll help you, but find somebody in the meantime because I want to go back to painting. That's what I want to do. Who knows? We don't really know. It might be a fill-in.
Well,
she seems pretty definite now.
Well, here we go.
Because even
it's the Pixies. It's Pixies, whichever you prefer.
Leading into that, guys. Leading into that whole scenario of her redoing Paz's parts. I want to talk about the first song that came out. And
so we're gonna play some songs here.
We're gonna play some songs, right?
So they announced back in like May or something. Maybe before that, April. That there was just the new single.
Maybe in May.
They hadn't announced. They hadn't announced the album yet.
Right.
They said, "Hey, here's this new single. You're so impatient, and it's coming with the B-side."
You are so impatient.
Que sera, sera.
And
so they hadn't announced an album yet. We thought maybe.
You think they're playing with us right there?
Maybe it was just like a one-off, like Human Crime had been.
Right. That's what I was thinking too.
Or so impatient. Que sera, sera.
Or Hear Me Out had been just a standalone single. Anyway, so that came out.
Could have been any of the above.
Hector brought up, Que Sera Sera, which we'd already kind of heard years ago because it was the theme song for a TV show called From.
Okay, I had forgotten the name of that.
It had Pause all over it.
Wait. Repeat that. When you say that, you mean the cover they did had
the first
Pause
original. No.
Yeah, not the original recording back in the day. She would be way too. I don't think she was alive yet.
They didn't time
was she alive back in the day?
No, they didn't
I don't think so yet.
Got it. No, the original Pixies recording.
When was that done?
And actually, here's the thing. I'm holding this up right here, right? This is the single that it's on. Que Sera Sera. It says it was recorded at Psalm Studios, Wiltshire. So that's England.
What year? What year?
It doesn't say the year, but it had to have been years ago because that show has been around for like 2 or 3 years. And it's been the theme song the whole time, or the opening intro. So this song
that's what I'm saying. I think the show has been is an older show, isn't it? Like Que Sera.
It's like 3 or 4.
And
it's
that's
like
why
3
Pause
or 4.
is on
it's
it.
like I think there's
that's
2
Pause
seasons
is on it.
So I think it's like 3 years. Yeah, because it came out after Beneath the Eyrie had come out.
I'm talking about the theme song. Like I'm wondering when the original theme song actually came out, that then Pixies covered.
No. Well, the original wasn't.
I'm sorry.
The original was just
a song. Sorry. Was just a song, right?
Like,
but then they used, right, and then it was used for a show.
Pixies specifically covered it for this TV show From to be the theme song.
What was the name of the? What was the TV show?
From.
From.
F-R-O-M.
Oh, and when was that?
From.
That was in 80 something.
Dude, no, like 3 or 4 years ago.
You've never seen it?
It's a current show.
Whoa. No. So I'm thinking. So when did they record the song? Only a few years ago.
Yeah, post Beneath the Eyrie.
Why did I think that this was like an old song they had recorded back in the 80s and never released, and then they decided, hey, remember that old, because they have a zillion kind of songs they did that with anyways. So when you said old song, I thought like from the original batch of bullshit they did back in the day. Not like, hey, well, the best of bullshit, shall we say? But who says you
That
can't
should be a
polish a
band.
turd?
We are bullshit, and then their greatest hits compilation is the best of
Wear
bullshit.
gloves. Just wear gloves.
So no. This show is a recent show from. It's kind of like a sci-fi Lost wannabe type mystical, creepy show.
Yeah, so it fit
It's
perfectly.
on the network Epix that no one knows about. It's.
I guess
recent.
now
I
I'm gonna
think
have
it's
to
in
try
its
and check it
third
out.
se-
It's bad, huh? Or-
Well,
yeah.
it's I don't know. We got through half the season.
That's I don't know.
Started
I
kinda
won't be able to make
cheesy
it.
to us.
There's no way.
Anyways,
Anyways,
but the theme song's great, and the theme song is "Case."
Shall we play?
Recorded by Pixies beneath the eerie
Right.
esque timeline in there somewhere because pause is on.
right. Well,
And so when this was announced, you're so impatient with the B-side "Que Sera Sera." I'm like, oh, are they just gonna put that out? So it's gonna like pauses on it and Emma's on the single, but you listen to it and pauses parts have been replaced with Emma's voice
Right.
as well as her bass playing. So, and you can tell that if you go to YouTube, people have ripped the audio that was the intro theme song, and you can tell Paz is singing. And when you listen to the official
Physically,
version that's out now,
So it is the
It's
B side of "You're So Impatient." Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right, so they came out at the same time.
correct.
Well, let's.
this is not the one with the color issue.
Nah,
That's
that's the new album. That's the new album.
That's
Well, let's
the
hear it.
album. We'll
Let's
get
hear
into that.
the new.
wait. So the
But,
what?
um,
Oh wow! You
let's-
need to explain.
Do we need to back it up for you,
pay
Dusty?
Attention. No, I just need to pay attention. We were talking about it earlier, but I was setting up, and so I misunderstood. So first, to clear out, can we tell people what we're talking about? So, Pixies also released recently. What was it, Kimball? That I'm misunderstanding?
I don't know what you're referring to. right now.
It was either the color on the actual vinyl or the color.
Oh, I don't think that's a big issue. It's just
Yeah, I know it's not a big issue,
Okay.
but I'm misunderstanding, and I'm just trying to clarify why I'm so confused.
we understand that you're confused.
That's just
We don't
me
need
as in general. I'm
clarification.
confused.
That's
That's
right.
why we have you
Yeah,
here,
we-
right?
We love and accept you, Dusty. We don't need explanations.
I'm here to learn.
okay.
I'm here to learn.
This seems very. Let's listen to Case Ross
First,
before we talk about something.
let's go.
Yeah, we'll talk.
All right,
yeah,
you guys
let's do that.
ready?
Let's hear
What
it.
will be will be.
Oh, here we go.
When I was just a little boy, I asked my father, what will I be? Will I be handsome? Will I be rich? Here's what he said to me. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. When I grew up and fell in love, I asked my sweetheart what lies ahead. Will we have rainbows day after day? Here's what my sweetheart said. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. Now I have children of my own. They ask their father, what will I be? Will I be pretty? Will I be rich? I tell them tenderly. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. Que sera, sera.
Whatever will be, will be.
I was, always headphones.
Oh,
Just listen to
it's
headphones, people.
beautiful. I think it's really like lush and like
Well produced, Mr. Doggerty.
good
Dalgety.
stuff.
Doggerty.
While we were listening to that,
Dougherty.
I was curious about
How would you say it in England?
however people say it. I don't know.
You're not even going to try.
Well, people
I'm
say
not gonna
things
do it to
wrong all the
myself.
time everywhere. Dalgetty,
I know.
Dalgetty. I don't know. Anyway,
Oh,
I
is
looked up.
it Dalgetty?
I don't know, but I looked up Que Sera
Good job, though.
Sera
Yes, yes.
just to find out some information on the actual song. It was written in 1955 by Jay Livingston and Ray Evans, and it was first introduced by Doris Day in the Alfred Hitchcock film The Man Who Knew Too Much, and she sang it as a cue to their on-screen kidnapped son. So, whatever will be, will be. Got some 1955 Hitchcockian origins there. It's kind of cool.
Isn't that just make sense, though?
Totally.
It's just, how could it not?
And, I think they went and minor keyed it up and made it kind of creepy and gloomy sounding. Pixies did. I think
Yep.
the original is more of a major, like, key, like, upbeat. Not upbeat, but, like, more of a light feeling to it. And this is more of a dramatic, kind of somber tone to it.
So this, when
Right?
What do you think? Do you like it?
I dig it.
yeah,
So, first thing we're going to talk about is the Emma coming in and redoing it. So I like first thing is when she comes in singing, I'm like, "Yep, that's Emma." Because if anybody's familiar with her work, she's
has
got
like
an
a
amazing
A
voice.
solid, strong, but smooth
Oh yeah,
voice.
yeah,
you
very
know?
like she can really kind of cover a lot of ground though. If you like I said, if you've listened to her singing in other work she's done, she's got a good range in a sense of what I think her abilities are.
Yeah.
She's doing the Pixies thing. She's doing exactly what's called for in the song, as every great musician will do.
Will be.
We were kind of talking earlier. Yep, whatever. We were talking earlier about feeling whatever will be. No, I'm agreeing with you.
I know.
Yes?
It sounded like, yeah, whatever. Shut up.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish my thought. That's all before I forget. Me. I'll just if I don't finish, I'll be off. see Hector alone with his look in the sun like that has already thrown me off. Where am I talking about,
We've
man?
lost Hector.
Her Emma and her coming in to fill in, or we don't know, right? For sure, but I knew she was gonna be
She's
good.
a member, dude.
She's what'd you say?
I said I think she's a member. I don't think she's a.
Yeah.
She's
Well,
a pixie.
yeah, good. And I'm
Because
all for it. I'm all for it.
there's a whole
the
album
bottom line being this.
coming with her
The
all
bottom
over.
line being, one way or another, she's a pixie for an album, 100%, right? No denying. I was going to say that, we were obviously on the Paz bandwagon. We love her so much. I love Emma so much too. So it was a hard one, but it's hard to not love. I love it. That's the thing. The point being, she comes in, I'm like, she fits. Perfectly she fits. She's doing exactly what the song's calling for. She knows what's going, just what a perfect fit, dude. And she's awesome. I love her.
She's great.
So I can't fault Pixies. I can't fault them for doing what they want. Frank.
Hector, can you?
I mean, well, yeah.
Hector, I'm curious. Can you fault them?
You can.
I
you
can.
You know what? In the end,
I
Hector,
can.
can you fault them?
yes.
How are you feeling with things?
Well, like,
Yeah.
How's
your wounded
it's still wounded.
soul?
It's a little
Is it-
wounded, but I mean, I can't say anything bad about.
Whatever will be, will
I
be.
can't say anything bad about Emma because she's serviceable right now. She's doing what she needs to do.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't like.
She's better
Well-
than serviceable,
Well,
though.
we'll
That's
see.
what I'm
We'll
saying.
see how it
She's
goes.
so
I haven't seen them fight
good.
with her.
Speaking of we'll see.
She's so good.
Well,
Well, you're
Let's
right.
hear-
We were talking about.
let's
We
hear
were talking
some-
about that.
Some Pixies songs with her. I mean, that was a Pixie song, but it was
Yeah.
a cover.
but I know what you're saying.
So-
It's
And it
time
was a
to-
perfect
let's-
song.
Let's
An
maybe go
album
on to
is
another
announced.
song.
Yeah.
And so far, they've announced the album and they've released 3 songs
Right.
off it. We're gonna listen to them. The last one, the most
We
recent
have
one,
not listened.
none of
Right.
us have heard yet. It came out a couple days ago, and we're like, "Hey, should we not
Don't listen to it.
Should we pop the cherry together?
pop
We'll
the
live.
cherry.
Do a live
live.
reaction to it? So that'll be fun. So, let's listen to the single, the first single that was the A side to the B side
Yeah.
that we just heard.
You're so
You're
The
so
A to the B?
impatient.
Go ahead and play that for us.
And
Well,
it's funny
yeah,
because
you should.
when this first came out, like I said, they hadn't announced
Right.
an album yet. So we're like,
That's
is
what I was
this
going to
just a
ask you.
one-off?
It was
What's
just a
going
single,
on?
right?
Couple, like, was it just to just kind of like cushion the blow
I
of
kinda
a
think
new
it
player,
was.
kind of, right?
Yeah,
you know,
it was.
Because had
Well, that's what I thought.
Because had things gone the way they wanted to, if there hadn't been the falling out with Pause, they would have been releasing stuff anyway.
Yeah.
And so maybe they're like, oh shoot, okay,
Right.
the wounds are fresh. Let's not
They
say
were.
that we already
They
have
were
an album.
fresh.
But here's a little something.
Let's just go.
Here's a little something to just like get
yeah,
people a little
let's just,
fired
yeah.
up. And then
Yep.
and then the second single,
A little
will announce the
distraction.
album.
Which we'll talk about because
If you
So
will.
let's listen to it.
Let's check it out.
I took you out to the New Dead Mall to see the horror show. I only sucked one sour ball when you said that we got to blow. Who's gonna live? Who's gonna die? Is the living to love? Oh, I don't know why you're so impatient. You feel the shit and then you start. You're so impatient. I'm gonna bust apart. We sat down medieval town and I ordered a box of wine. You said thanks, but I do not drinks, and I think that it's dungeon time. I don't want mutton, I don't want meat, and you ain't nothing without your need. You're so impatient. You feel the shit and then you stop. You're so impatient. Here come my favorite part. You're so impatient. You feel the shit and then you start. You're so impatient. I'm gonna bust apart. You're so impatient. You feel the shit and then you start. You're so impatient. I'm gonna bust apart. I'm gonna bust apart. I'm gonna bust apart.
You know, it could be guitar. You're right. Yeah, but I thought it was like an organ.
Oh, no, it was guitar.
It could be guitar, but it's very attacky.
All right, so here's the new game,
No.
folks.
looks like we're on YouTube.
Is it?
Here's the new game.
You know, Joey, no Joey. Was that guitar or
That's
synth?
guitar.
Or synth. It could have been synth, maybe. I thought it was, or is it synth
Oh, there you
guitar?
go. It was a guitar.
Dusty
It was a
was
guitar.
like Dusty was doing.
I thought it was
gestures
keys.
during the.
Yeah.
I just think it's a guitar part that maybe has a lot of effects on it. But Dusty,
you know what?
It could be.
saying it's an organ or a keyboard.
I thought it was
or
like
something.
a organ, like an old school
the
kind
few
of like
songs that I've heard from
Casio
this album, Joey's
organ-ish
been on
kind of.
fire. it was Joey.
And made me think of Eric Drew Feldman on the Catholic stuff, where he would play some of that organ, kind of like that.
Oh yeah.
So that's why, and then with the teenager announcement, I was just tying it all together, even though they absolutely probably don't relate in any way, shape, or form, just because in my mind, they happen all together,
Everywhere,
right?
all at once.
Or like around the same time frame. So I'm tying, as people will do, they will draw connections where there are no connections just because they're in their sight, right? So that's what I did.
Synchronicity, effect without a cause.
Good album.
Yeah, very good album.
Very
Anyway,
good album.
So we released. They
Segue.
released that. Not we released it, but they released it.
And I love it. I think that's a great.
think it's
I mean,
Like
I think it's so perfectly
2
Pixies
minutes,
and
upbeat.
yep.
It's the best
Yep.
of 2.0 so far.
I loved it. Frank's still
I like
just
that.
knocking them down, man.
Yeah, it's a 2.0 sound. Very good.
I wonder if how much he thinks about it. I wonder if he's just able to just get the zone. He's like, I'm just going to write Pixie songs, and it just flows out at
I think
this
he
point.
just writes
Yeah.
whatever.
I do. I hope so.
Because as we'll get-
it
no,
feels that way.
I don't think he's-
It feels that way.
I don't think he's like trying to do a Pixie song. I think he just writes
Yeah.
songs
Right.
and
Right.
it'll
Yes.
sound like how it sounds.
I guess that's what I've been
Because-
saying. Is that
Well, because like
yes.
when we listened to on the
I
last
said that very
episode-
wrong. I meant like it's not that he's not thinking about anything. It's like here's just a song, and
It's
it
a
just
ditty.
it's
the ditty.
a ditty,
Yeah.
and it just
Well, because our last episode we played that Vegas Suite, which is going to be on this new album as well. But we played the live
Vegas
version that they
Suite.
played during the Bossa Nova Tromp shows, and that feels more like a Catholic song to me.
Right.
But it's on a Pixies record because he just puts out Pixies
Yeah.
records now. So I feel like he has songs,
And they're
whatever they
gonna be that.
record,
Yeah.
however it sounds,
Yeah.
it's a Pixies.
And people are going to compare.
even though it might
Yeah.
sound more like a. Well,
Yeah.
people always do. It's like, oh,
This
this
sounds like
sounds like
this-
just solo Frank Black. I'm like,
And
Yeah,
since
the
he's
blood
been
of
around
Beauty
for a long
Blue.
time, there are eras of his sound. So
right. And I would say that I mean, from day one when I hear some of those those purple tape demos, right, all the way to today. There's still a thread that is Frank, right? Like we know
Yeah.
that Frank's the man, right? Like the Pixies are this group, but Frank has his isms that I don't think that there's any reason he should try and shy away from. I think they're his strengths, and just embrace them and be you and just keep being you, man.
absolutely.
Because
And I think the sound still is. He makes them relevant. I mean, this sound does sound like a modern rock song that's out nowadays. You know what I mean?
100%,
So, and I'm not
100%.
Here's a question
Yeah.
for you guys.
Uh-oh.
So
ready, Dusty.
sorry, I cut you
That's
off.
okay.
I cut you
That's
off.
right.
Sorry, Hector. Continue.
Heh.
All right. Question. So this, even though we didn't know it at the time when the song was released, this is the lead single for the new album. Does this song excite you for the album?
Well-
Is it like, oh yeah, that's great, or is
Wait a
it like,
minute. Was it the lead-in for the new album?
I like Beneath the Eerie
Well,
Bed.
was it the lead-in for the new album?
Huh?
I guess I didn't think of it that way.
Was
I don't
it-
think of it that way anymore. Like I know what you're saying, yes, but no. I didn't. I just thought of like, I always think of Pixies just releasing songs. I don't think they were like, oh, here's the new single, here's the next single. It's like, oh, here's just the latest thing that we have, and they're just putting stuff out without really thinking about it. So maybe I'm taking
Well,
it in the
at
wrong
least
way.
someone is thinking.
I'll tell you
about it,
this,
because
Kimball, let me just answer your question real quick.
go
Yeah.
ahead, Hector.
Beneath the Eerie was different because of the podcast. That pumped me up for that coming out. That gave me excitement.
Sure.
Doggerel
Yeah,
was
that
just
was huge.
Yeah.
That was an emotional one.
And then when Doggerel came out, it was just like a punch in your face. Just came out. It just came out,
just
right?
came out,
Really
kind of.
quick.
Well,
Yeah.
Boom.
here's the thing, though.
So
Here's the
I
thing, though,
know.
Doggerel. So like they released 3 singles leading up to that. There's a Moon
Yeah.
On, Vault of Heaven, and Dregs of Wine. Right. Those 3
And
songs.
it's-
Did they like amp you
No,
up?
that's
for
what I'm
the
saying. It
album?
was just like a smack in the face. It's like,
wasn't-
oh.
Like I liked them.
No and yes. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I guess that's what I'm getting at is that I don't think they ever are
Purposely
like
do that?
I don't think it's like that big of a thought in the sense of like what's going to represent this album or what's going to really like pump this album up. It's much more like this is the song that's
here's
ready
the
at the
song.
time,
Here's
and
another
here's a
song.
song.
And if you don't like this
because
one,
exactly what you're
here's
saying,
another one.
I don't expect any one song to really jump out at me at this point. They're so good that it's like it's hard to say like this is the one or that's the one. Like you're gonna get into the album, and again, like I was saying, I'm waiting for the album because I'm that type of person. Anyways, I'm gonna listen to the album and I'm gonna react to that album. There's not probably gonna be. I'm gonna have favorites
But
on
do-
this on
but
it
do
for
you
sure.
think-
But I don't know that I'd be like
Do you
I'd be
think,
able to
though,
pick the
these
single
singles,
either. You know.
I mean, as a listener and a fan, do you look for these singles to be... Okay,
Not always
wait.
the ones I'd pick.
Are they telling you the pulse of the album that's going to come out? Are you getting an idea of how this album is going to sound? Because if Chicken came out first, you're like, oh, man, what happened to the banger? Where's the banger? How is this going to be...
What?
how is
What?
Okay.
Come
That's what I'm saying.
on.
Are you that listener? Are you
on.
that fan?
You're leading
Right?
in. Well, here's the thing, Hector. You kind of bring up a point in a way because, okay, the way timeline wise, You're So Impatient wasn't
Right.
released as
Right.
coming from
Right.
an album.
Right.
So it was like
That's what I wanted to verify. Yeah.
So the next song that we're going to listen to in
Is,
a second is
yeah.
Chicken, and that came out the same time that they announced there is a
Right.
new album. It's coming out in October. Pre-order
So what happened?
now. Watch the video, listen to the song, and go order the album. And so what you're saying is, I think for a lot of people, the casual fan who's not like every day looking at the website or the Facebook group or whatever, they just get a thing that
He's
says
not talking about you, Dusty.
new album out.
I'm listening.
Here's a single called Chicken, and you click
Yeah.
on it. Should we listen to that song, and then Hector, you can tell us how excited you were when you heard
I
it?
can definitely tell you how excited I was about it. Yeah. Go ahead and play it.
Let's listen to
God
Chicken.
dang! Let's go.
This
Chicken.
is the second
Ready?
or the first single.
I'm gonna
off of the
consider.
album.
Are you
I'm
guys
thinking
ready?
it's the
Depending on the way
first.
that you want to.
I'm thinking it as the first single. New album, yeah. It's called Zombies, yeah. Let's go.
Zombies.
And you hear,
And-
and then you hear this.
And with that name, you think, come on, baby.
And then
This
you hear
sounds
this.
great. Come on.
I think it's good.
It's good. I'm not saying it's not.
Sometimes I feel like a chicken pecking my way through the trees. When something aloft cuts my head right off, now I'm dealing with decapitation. I'm begging you, I'm just running round in circles. And other times I feel as I'm an actor of zombie movies, searching for you in town after town, a lover who ain't gonna kill me. I'm begging you, please.
guys. You freaking guys. Dude, I love their videos. I don't watch the videos as much, but I'll listen to the...
Yeah, so when we were watching the video while we were listening to this, and it's like a lyric video, but it's not just a lyric video. They've got animations of like abstract, like block characters crawling around and stuff, and they're done in cool ways. It's not just like, because a lot of bands will just, a lyric video, literally, here are the lyrics to the song. But like, they're projecting the lyrics on like rocks and things, and it gives the whole surreal kind of vibe to it. Anyway, Hector, you love that.
As
song,
Pixies are known for.
You love that.
You know what?
He does. He's as a first single. Say it, Hector.
You know, whenever I hear that there's
As a
going to be a
first
new
single.
Pixies album, I get excited. You know? And so, as I should, right?
Yeah, as you should.
So if we're going to say that Chicken was the first single to come out announcing a new album, I'm a little disappointed. The lyrics are amazing. I'm not gonna bash the lyrics because they are amazing. This didn't get me excited about a new album. You're So Impatient would have, and I was, if we're going to say that was introducing the new album. But that's up for debate, I guess.
Yeah, and in an alternate world, I think they would have announced
They're playing
the
it
album
safe.
with You're So
We
Impatient.
know why.
But
Yeah.
they wanted us to be a little more patient, and then they announced.
But yeah, it's
yeah, I love the song Chicken. I think it's really good, but I get what you're saying. I don't know if it's the song that will fire people up to go pre-order an album. You know what I mean?
Right.
As far as a marketing, promotional sort of thing. I love it, and I think it's great. And the mood and the atmosphere to it, and Joey just kills it. And Emma coming in at the chorus and doing her oohs and the verses and stuff. And Dave just being Dave and Charles.
Considering the title of the album and the way it's going to go, this is probably going to fit really well within the album as a whole. Yeah.
Sure.
That's what I'm saying.
We got it. But if we're going to talk about standalone singles introducing an album, did quite not get it there.
You're so impatient,
you're good, dude.
Dusty.
You're good. Like
Dusty's so
and I understand.
Stop talking.
I am, dude. You know, we've talked about that off air and on air.
We all have mental issues. Come on.
We all have
Anyways,
mental issues.
I know. That's why we all hang out and love making this stuff together. Because we're on the same page, man.
We all have mental problems.
I know.
I know.
Anyway,
right.
not to make light at all.
Anyway,
that's why we're friends.
No,
that's why we're friends.
No, not at all.
Come on.
Not at all. I know you're as fucked up as I am. I love you guys. But back to being the first single, the not single, the right single, and all that kind of stuff. I would say that back to what I was saying before. I don't really think they have an agenda, so to speak. It's just like, hey, I dig this song. Let's put that one out. I don't know.
You know what?
I don't think it's that we're going to represent the album. Hold on, let me finish real quick.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's kind of like all their albums are a mixed pot. You don't know what you're going to get. And that's again going back to I love to listen to their album. I want to listen to the whole thing and how one goes into the other and this and that happens. That's when I'm going to be like make my decision on how do I think of whatever. And so this is just falls in line with my kind of what I expect from them.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That's kind of where I'm going with that. So sorry, Kimball.
Well, you know what I'm thinking. I think Pixies are
right. Yeah.
They have their fan base. You know.
Yeah.
They're established.
Yeah.
People who are going to listen to an album are going to listen to it. I don't think they have to like win over the TikTokers or all the kids.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, I don't think that it's crazy necessary to like put out like the thing that's going to bring all these people to get this album. Because honestly, I feel like things have switched since the 90s. Albums are made so bands can go on tour, and that's where they get their money now.
Right.
Whereas before it was you tour to support a new album, and everyone buys the album, and that's where you get... You know, so I feel like...
And also before, I would say this, before you were going to sell a single to most people, and some people would buy an album, but your money was going to come from that single. So picking the smart single to release
like the big
was a big idea. Now like you said,
back in the day.
What? Yeah, I'm putting out what I just recorded. This is my favorite song right now. It's the last one we recorded. Maybe it's the one recorded that I'm still my favorite. So
if you look back,
what do you guys think?
albums.
We got to do something.
If you look back, guys.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like there could
albums
be
were just a collection of all the singles put into one. So bands put out singles first.
Oh, back in the 50s and
50s
stuff.
and 60s, right? Yeah.
Yeah. They would a bunch of like
Kimball's holding a
EPs,
45
maybe
in his hand.
EPs, right? They would do like onesie, twosie, threesies, right?
Yeah. 45s were the singles. Yeah.
And the thing is, Dusty, you were saying like, should we put out this one or this one?
That's what I'm saying.
As far as the band itself, I don't think they care at all. The management is,
and
like,
even with them, I just kind of feel like.
And like in this BBC interview yesterday, Charles is like, I'm already on to the next album. I'm like, oh, we're talking about, this album is coming out, but mentally, we're done with that. I'm on to the next thing, sort of.
You think? I wonder if he's with that kind of in mind.
Anyway,
it makes me think that. I wonder if he's been kind of inspired or just like in the zone, so to speak. I mean, he's always seemed to be able to tap into it for sure. But he's been on a frenzy, it seems like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, starting back with Doggerel when he showed up with 40 songs ready to like.
I mean, he's always been. It's not like something new. This is not anything new. But it just with what the fever with which, like you're saying, they keep putting stuff out. Like there's a hunger to just like keep doing it.
Well, I think there's something about Charles.
Yeah.
He's just the workman ethic, and I've heard from a few people that like if he had it his way, he would release a song a month.
Yeah.
But that doesn't work with record labels and marketing things. So if we can get an album of 12 songs every year and a half to 2 years, like, great. Let's let them just go nuts. Because I was thinking that too, kind of going back to like, is it the albums that's fueling the tour or the tour that's supporting the album?
That's the only way to make
making
money,
their money
right?
touring. And so if you have new content to go out and tour, that will keep things going. So I'm like, put an album out every year so you have
literally
new stuff
though
to keep touring.
That could
all the
be.
time.
They don't need to though. They have enough material that they could say like, we're going to do this album, and then a couple of years later we're going to retour this album.
But but I don't think they want to be a nostalgia.
I agree. I'm glad they don't.
I think they want a reason to be out there. And while they're out there, of course, they're going to play Doolittle to Hell.
I mean,
But also, it's like, hey, we're not just a nostalgia novelty act from the 90s. We're a current. Here's the new thing. Here's some songs from the new thing. While we're out here, here's
speaking of the set list, somebody did publish the set list from last night. And I did not get a chance to listen or see it yet. Are they playing? Well,
it was a festival show, and in this BBC interview that he gave right before the show they played yesterday, Charles said that when they're doing festivals and it's a shorter set, like an hour set, they just load them up with the hits because they understand.
I'd still be interested.
These aren't people coming necessarily.
I'd still be interested.
Yeah. But he said like it's like this is different. If it were one of our shows, we'd have more time and people are coming specifically kind of for us. But if we're part of a festival, there's all these people here. Let's just hit them with the things they would probably know.
When was their last show?
Interesting. That makes it interesting that they are playing.
I
know. Before yesterday. So, come on, you knew.
The day before.
The day before.
So you're doing these festivals where they're doing the short sets. When did they do their last show of their like series of?
Like 2 days ago.
And what was?
They played Chicken and Vegas Suite. That's
okay. So that's fine. I'm interested to know what else were they playing then, since they just got off the Bossa Nova tour.
It's a mix. They're doing The Happening. They're doing all over the world. They do.
Yeah, they are playing some more Bossa Nova. Have you noticed? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That stuff for me. Yeah.
Hang wire.
What's wrong, Dusty?
No hang wire.
What's wrong?
No, not that.
Oh no hang wire. Sorry.
They did play.
I mean,
I was happy
they
to
know.
Machine again.
I was asking for a plane ticket to go over there.
That was your prize.
They don't come over here anymore. They
I
don't
was
love us.
saying you
I mean, I
straight
know
off
they
the
love us,
bat.
but it's just like, dude, the money's
We'll
over
get
there.
there.
I know
We're
they're
gonna get
coming.
there.
But the first show, but I'm seeing Frank before I can see any Pixie show.
Oh, true. Yeah, we are.
That's
No,
great.
it's not that it's bad. Don't get me wrong. And we have to have a show about that because I have all kinds of questions around that.
Okay. After we see it.
Well, we'll probably talk
Yeah.
about it when it happens next year.
It's
When is
too
it,
far. Oh, I
January?
don't
when
know.
are we
but
going?
I'm
Let's see. I
excited.
forget. I forget too. I think it's January.
You guys are seeing him in L.A. We're talking about the
Right.
Teenager
Sorry.
of the Year tour now.
Yeah.
For
Sorry.
you guys who aren't following us. But yeah, you guys are seeing him in L.A. and then after he does the U.S. dates, he's doing
For a
Paris
change.
and London. And that's it.
I would love to see him in Paris. I think
Since we
that
never
show is
got the
going to be
Bossa Nova
just
tour.
all.
Come with
Don't
me.
even start.
Come with me.
What can I sell? I need to sell
Maybe
some
that's the
stuff.
time we
so I
go.
can
Anyways,
go.
we're gonna
Dude,
try something,
So,
guys. Our
you know what's
listeners, we're gonna try something new. Yeah.
This is exciting.
what are we trying?
We're gonna try something new. We're gonna try
There's a new Pixie
We're gonna
song.
get live reaction from us.
Oh,
3 of us.
The three of us. have
oh
not
yes.
heard this
Thank you
song
for
yet.
keeping
So-
us on track.
And here we are talking
Right.
about stuff that's not. this song is Oyster Bed.
Oyster
It
Bed.
came out
Right. Beds. Yeah.
Friday, which was
Yeah.
yesterday. It's been like almost 48 hours that I have not heard this song yet. and it's
I know.
kinda
The thing
cool.
is,
I know.
you know how hard it is to not hear it because it
Yeah.
wants to pop up in your
Right.
Spotify feed or
On
your
the
Apple
Instagram
Music feed
comes up.
or in
Yeah.
your yes, it's like some kind of
Or,
sample.
you
yeah.
open Facebook and everyone
You
in the
ca-
group is talking.
It
about
was like
it.
I had to
It's
like avoid everything for
It was-
24 hours, but
it
I,
was
you know what?
definitely-
I played video games,
It was definitely first world problems.
right?
All
Yeah,
right,
100%.
Mandy's heard
What?
it. And
Don't
she said,
la
dare
la
she?
la la
I'm
la.
asking
I don't want to know what Mandy says. Don't say.
no, she's.
But
good.
I don't want to know what she has to
Because
think. I
was
want to
trying
hear it without any kind of presupposed.
Let
No.
me tell you, because she didn't tell me.
Oh,
either.
okay.
She didn't tell
What
me
she- okay,
either.
tell me
didn't
what
wanna
she said.
Tell me. I asked her like just your thoughts. She's
Good for
Oh, okay. Yes.
Good.
I love you,
That's what I'm
Mandy.
saying. Calm down.
I knew I could count on
I
her.
was just trying to
Give her my give her my big
opinion.
and yeah. All right.
Okay, so
But we'll
Before-
see.
before
So this
Kimball
drum
pops,
roll,
we
everybody.
better
This
hear
is
it.
a first. A Planet of Sound.
Yeah.
First.
It's only 2
Live
minutes
reaction.
too.
all
So
three of us.
oh, I love it
Okay.
already. I love
okay.
it already.
I can't. I don't know if I can handle it.
Well, you're so impatient.
I
It's
know.
2 minutes,
Yeah.
right? So
I think I
Hector
might
might like this more than chicken.
All right. Yes. 3,
we ready?
2, 1, go.
I painted heads in lots of reds and pools of black in oyster beds, a musketeer and her 2 deers.
Get out of here,
Shbah.
Disney commercial. I don't want to hear you.
Shbah. So,
Dudes.
10 out of 10.
Dudes.
11 out of 11.
I'm fired up.
I love it. There's some cool. I love how it does the thing. I don't even know what to call it. It's just the thing, man.
It's good. It's like, give me a short 2-minute upbeat, loud, up tempo.
Right?
Oh, man.
It reminded me. I know it doesn't sound like it. It doesn't sound like it, but it reminded me of Chagalaga.
Yes.
Just kind of like the feel. Like, here's a loud,
This is,
upbeat rocker,
he was definitely
you know?
the sad punk in this song.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Yeah, there was some punk
elements.
elements
You
to
had the
it.
hey,
Towards
you had
the
the-
end, when he was doing
The
like the
cough or
hey,
grunt
hey,
at
hey.
the beginning. I love it.
I
That's the
was.
Frank I love. Yeah.
I really
What
noticed.
did you notice?
It's weird. I feel like. Sorry, on the production side of the song and the way it seems that it's been recorded.
Yeah.
So very much still the way
The
Tom
drums especially.
does Tom.
But
I also kind of well, even the very separation. But what I noticed is that each of the instruments were very not a lot of effects.
Pretty
actually,
straightforward.
Like
pretty straight. Yeah.
like straight. Like Joey's guitar was like maybe barely a little bit of like room reverb, or maybe it was a little amp. It sounded more like a room than an amp, but I don't. Very restrained, which. Not that they don't do that a lot, but I don't know. Like it seems like in some of the other songs, there's still like some kind of like ambiance to some of the effects that Joey would use for sure, right? Like, which I love. Don't get me wrong. I'm like, I love that. This was just, I think it was cool. I like, and especially because this is kind of, it is more on the punky side of their thing, of what they do, right? And it gives that immediacy to the like the exclamation point that we've talked about in episodes past in his playing, the way he's able to accentuate a song only the way that he can do, right? With the way his style and stuff, and just goes along to that, and the way that Dalgety approached that, I found very interesting. I'm digging it. I want to hear more. I definitely want to hear more.
I love it. I'm listening to you, but I'm also thinking back to the first.
I know it's like the first. I need to hear it
first time
more times.
I'm just trying to think back the first times I've heard singles from the past 4 albums, and my immediate like whatever. That was awesome.
Reminds me.
It
makes me think more Head Carrier in some ways. And when I say that, I don't mean like, oh, we're redoing what they did before. I mean, there's something huge and kind of like dirty about it, right?
It's kind of just like
and raspy and like.
That's why the comparisons.
But it's also Head Carrier was like we were saying. There's I don't know if it was compression or there was like something going on there that was like almost nasty. But now when I listen back, I almost love the fact that whatever was going on. Because the last couple albums were very clean.
I'm wondering,
right? Not in a bad way, but like this one is like it's clean, but it's also kind of very raw.
What you just brought up, Dusty. The wheels, the 3 broken wheels in my head are turning a little bit. I'm getting that a bit too. It was like a punk, kind of more raw, just in your face, straightforward. Which there was kind of that aspect on Head Carrier as well. Head Carrier was recorded in London, and they're recording the next album in London. Probably the same studios.
Ooh.
I wonder if they're kind of... Because the past few records have been very atmospheric and kind of like...
Yeah.
But I also wonder... Like Chicken sounds like the atmospheric stuff, and Vegas Suite does too. So it feels like there's kind of 2 things going on.
Now I want to listen to those again. Like again, this is where I want to hear an album. Because I want to hear how these things are threaded together. Because with that song, and like you said, not just Que Sera, but even because, oh my gosh, You're So Impatient, Joey's guitar had effects on it. You know what I mean? Like, not that he has like overdoes it and overbearing, but it's like he's doing his he's doing the Joey awesomeness, adding that spice. And he was doing it here too, but it was so dry, so to speak, very just in your face. Like there's no we're not. It's like I don't want to say there's not any polish, but it's like they put a mic on the amp, and what you heard is what you got. You know what I mean? Like didn't seem like there was a lot of I mean, I don't want to say there wasn't, but it's deceiving. I feel deceived in the sense that it's almost like, yeah, we're just throwing mics in front of you, and this is what you got, with not a lot after the effects. Not that they do a lot of After Effects other stuff, but just less post-production or less something's going on. Maybe it's mastering. We were talking about that before. Like, I've really kind of come to appreciate that, different mastering can really affect your sound, especially if you're listening on headphones, which is what we're doing right now. I will say a lot of times when I hear these things, I'm at work or I'm doing something, so I throw it on because I want to hear it, but I'm also distracted. Right now, like I did also get distracted, but I was very much paying attention to 90%. Other than that couple of seconds, I was distracted. Yeah, man, I'm excited. I mean, I'm always, we're always freaking excited for a Pixies album, but this sounds cool. I want to, I
absolutely
want to hear how Emma comes across and everything. And Joey always
that's fired me up for the album
me to
more than Chicken did.
Keep playing.
Okay.
And no, I'm not bagging on Chicken. I love Chicken.
Right, but like you said,
But
this
this
is more
is like-
expectation to it. Yeah, more excitement.
I almost wonder if they had announced the album with this song, how would people be like,
yeah.
A
lot of, as they call it, 1.0.
The album could be just like a complete mixed bag. It might be half, because Vegas Sweet and Chicken are kind of like acoustic-y. And,
right. Yeah.
But then it might just be
and
a yin and yang.
Yeah,
thing.
those usually
Who
are the
knows
best
how it's
albums
gonna
too,
be.
right? When they're like that. Well, Dustin, you're gonna hate us more because I want to play some more new stuff that they've been playing out on the road. And I know you want to hear the album, but
wait, did you get
Kimball
me to
searching the pages of Facebook, and people have been posting some new stuff, and I think we got some of that, right, Kimball?
Yeah, let's watch some clips. I think Dusty has some tabs open.
He should have some tabs.
What are you going to open first?
I want to take this opportunity to say Dusty's doing a great job with all this audio stuff going on that we're trying today. So I commend you, my friend.
No, you don't even know, because I'm getting hit up on the side, like
juggling,
like trying to keep it
We're
together.
Gonna do the live clips.
Yeah, oh my
live
god!
Clips.
Wait,
yeah.
so we are talking
a couple nights
talking
ago.
About this one,
a couple nights ago in Glasgow.
Okay, I did hear right. Good
Glasgow.
Lord, thank
Our
goodness.
good friend Shane, who this actually happened to be his 113th Pixies gig.
That's amazing.
Yes,
he posted saying number 113, baby. Anyway, he recorded a bit of this song, which we've deciphered from lyrics that may have leaked earlier on in the history of events. This is another song on the forthcoming album called Motoroller. So this is just like a minute-ish long clip that Shane recorded.
Yeah.
He's right up front.
it's like actually a good sounding clip, though.
See what it's like.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Dry, right? You know what I'm saying by that?
Yeah.
So that was Shane Hutchings. Thanks for sharing it. That song's got like a swagger to it a bit.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
Why is Frank all pissed off? What's going on? I have to listen to the lyrics and see what he might not be. He could just be talking about some strange ass shit. Who knows?
But that song, I mean, that's a little live.
Yeah.
Clip.
They're so good live.
I think that sounds cool.
dang it.
That's got some potential.
Yeah.
Got another one?
That's awesome.
We got another one, Kimball?
And then this was from months ago.
Can you guys see
Black
this one?
Francis.
Yeah, I see it.
This is a clip from like when they were doing the Bossa Nova tour. They would share like little clips in the dressing room of them jamming new songs. This one is Jane parenthesis the night the zombies came. So this is where the album title comes from.
I have no problem with the title. I don't know what people's issues is. I'm still I don't get it. Surfer Rosa, Night the Zombies Came. Whatever. Whoa.
I mean, they sound pretty different to me.
I mean they're different, but
that's fine.
More syllables
fine.
are used.
Why is it? Because is it too many words?
Yes.
Beneath the air or air.
I think it's. I
beneath
know,
the
but
beneath
three
the
words.
air.
I think what it is most Pixies albums are like a short little thing instead of like a sentence. The night the zombies came.
Well,
Chapter 1.
See, to me, actually, it's like Planet
Now,
of Sound.
Night of
Sound.
Night of the Zombies would have been better even. Night of the Zombies.
I guess so. Night of the
I don't
Zombies. Night the
Or
Zombies came.
Or just
Zombies.
you know
Whoa.
what? They should have just.
Whoa.
Different kind of album.
Whoa.
How about this?
Whoa.
How about this? How about they just took that the
They
night
were
the zombies
taken.
came and put
That's
it
what happened.
and put it in French, like Trompe le Monde. No one knows what that means. Fool
Well.
the world.
Yeah, I mean.
Les zombies.
Les zombies.
Oh.
Les zombies.
Hey, French
let's
fry.
hear what this zombie song
Sorry.
is like.
Hey, man. How about those zombies, man?
I'd like to apologize to all our French listeners.
Right?
What about the Spanish?
What? Oh, wow. That was Hector.
Yeah.
Push play. I want to hear this.
Yeah, baby. I'm excited.
That's pretty cool.
That's very cool.
Did you catch Dave?
Oh, hell
Did you
yeah.
catch Dave saying Jane? Like, when it was doing that
Hey,
last bit at the end.
you know what? I have to actually.
So we're
can we do
we're getting some Dave vocals on this.
On the Dave subject, I have to, violently retract some bullshit I said last episode. In some
Violently retract?
idiotic
How do you violently
rant,
retract something?
because
Are we
when
gonna
I
hurt?
heard it back, I was like, why did I not have Kimball cut that out? That was stupid. That was the stupidest statement I could have
What are you-
ever possibly have made in my life about the
What are you-
Pixies. We
what
were
are you
talking
talking
about Frank being the Pixies, pretty much. And Joey,
Right.
with his signature guitar tone, you can't, undo that. But, no offense to Dave, if we got it, if it was Dave Grohl as drummer, I could probably roll with it. Whereas you couldn't roll with somebody else being the lead guitar player. I don't know. It'd be really hard to replace Joey, I think. You could, but it would just...
No.
I don't know. It's like replacing Frank in a way. You just can't replace Frank and it still be Pixies to me. That's the key factor, right? And I said, oh, but Dave, you could get some, and I'm wrong. 100%. That's the stupidest thing in the world to ever say in the house. It really is I don't know. It really comes down to Frank 100%, right? You can't do without Frank. And as you chip away,
I'm a chip away.
it's just it gets harder and harder, right? To really,
So
if you're
it's-
gonna call,
Let me ask you this: do you think if Dave says no more touring, that's the end of the Pixies, or do you think Frank will continue? If Dave says I'm done,
I would hope that Frank would continue, but that's where it would it'd be like.
I think Frank would do Frank stuff. I think if Dave bowed out,
no
I don't
Pixies,
think Pixies would.
be done.
No Dave, no Pixies. I don't
Okay.
think.
Okay.
No Dave, no Pixies. No Dave, no Pixies.
Because at that point, it's like, why? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like you said, why not? Why not?
I don't think
he could do it.
I
Like you
don't
said, he
know.
could
Like,
do his
you're-
own thing. He could just do Frank Black at that point again, right?
Yeah, but then what does Joey do, right?
Well, I mean, I
Yeah.
think Joey at
Keep
that
doing Pixie
he could
stuff.
he could keep playing with Frank because he played on a bunch of Frank solo stuff, anyways, right?
Yeah, but he never really toured with Frank.
No.
Well,
Like
I mean,
solo stuff.
I mean, to not get too off topic, because we probably will do something about it at the time, but I do wonder what's going to happen for Frank's solo shows. If he's going to have a whole band, is it going to just be him doing some?
Oh,
doing
it's been announced.
Whoa!
The teenager shows?
Wait! I know they got announced, but it didn't tell me who's the lineup. Like who's his band?
Dude, you didn't read the announcement then. It's the band, and we talked about this in the last episode too. Wow. Wow.
No, you're a liar. You're a liar.
We cut this out too,
confirmed.
Dusty.
Yes, this needs to be cut out.
Dusty, here's the thing. I don't cut things out because then you learn and you come back around through
Wait,
your process.
there's somebody
I'm not
out
gonna
there that
deny
needs
you
to
Wait,
the
so-
process of learning.
so what's his name is
Somebody out there
drumming?
needs-
We confirmed that?
Nick?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same band. Nick Vincent's drumming. Eric Drew Feldman's playing.
I knew Eric
bass,
was playing, so I knew.
And Lyle Workman's playing guitar, and Frank's playing guitar.
Oh, but yeah. Oh, okay,
Four
sorry.
piece.
I was thinking of
The Catholics.
our other guitar player friend.
Joey?
No. Oh my gosh, no.
Rich.
Yes.
Rich.
Yes.
Rich had nothing to do with Teenager. He didn't show
Oh,
up till
till
Pistolero.
Catholics. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It wasn't till
Yeah, yeah,
Catholics. So,
Teenager is
but
Lyle.
This is the
dude,
original. Yeah, exactly.
Lyle
And
Workman.
Yeah.
Eric Drew Feldman.
Well, yes.
And Nick Vincent.
And dude,
And Charles.
Nick Vincent, because as we learned later, like how instrumental and listening,
Yeah.
because obviously with this happening, I've been listening to the album again, and he is fucking phenomenal. So if they brought him in as the backup, if Dave's like, you know what, I'm done, and
yeah.
and he's like, hey,
So
you
now
wanna?
you're saying he's expendable
I'd be
again.
on. He's not expendable,
I
but
just said Nick Vincent could take his place.
You're just ping-ponging back
Yeah,
and forth
man.
here, Dusty.
so who
Like,
would? Okay,
what?
so if they had, what if it was
What are you
Joey?
trying to
So
say?
if Joey did it, who would you accept as a replacement?
No one.
No one. That's
So
what
would-
we're
but
saying.
would you accept-
If Dave
what about
would leave,
Dave?
Pixies would be done.
I don't know that I would.
Yeah.
But it's all.
At
Why
this
is it?
point.
Is it only because Kim left and we've had to go deal with bass players? Is it's okay for
We've
bass
gone
players?
through it.
They've
gone
gone
So
through
it's
it.
not
It's
okay
been-
for anybody else, but only the bass
Right.
players.
No.
I guess
I'm
so.
so
It's a thing.
You know
It's
what?
a
This
thing.
is not teaching our daughters a good lesson. Okay, I'm just saying. Only the women are
Here's the
expendable.
thing,
huh?
though.
They're
You can't-
expendable.
You can't have a.
This is
no,
wrong.
No, but here's the thing. No. Here's the thing. We're talking about bass players. You can't have a bass player without a drummer, dude. To
Yeah.
make a good.
Right.
Like Dave's the key. He's the heartbeat.
I
don't know
agree
if
with
people
you.
realize this. He's the heartbeat.
But
of
if
the
he
band.
wanted to retire and they wanted to play, and Nick said I'd do it, I would say okay. I'd be on board.
But we
I would
would
say
not.
if they didn't. I
mean,
would.
of
Pixies
course I
would
would
be
go
dead.
see him.
Well,
I'd go
yeah.
see
And
him.
I'd be like, dude.
Here's the thing.
He's part
I'm
of the
gonna see
family.
Charles-
He's part of the family.
I'm gonna.
He's an amazing
sure, but
drummer.
I'm gonna see. Yeah. All I'm saying
Not to be
is,
mean,
I'm
but I
gonna-
don't know why. Like Dave Grohl's number one. He should have freaking approached him like, dude, you. Like when it wasn't the first guy, that's the first guy I would have went to.
Who are you talking about?
I'm sorry.
Guys? What?
Oh, dudes, so sorry. I know. I keep
When
so.
Foo Fighters
'cause what
started.
I initially said, if Dave Grohl played drums, I'd be on board because he's like one of my favorite drummers all time, right? But then we're talking about Nick Vincent because he's also, to me, one of the greatest. He's like so like because he's not all over the place. He's not really known, but if you listen to his work, he's amazing, dude. Like,
Wait, are we saying if Dave Grohl had Nick Vincent
no.
play drums?
Yes, for the
or
Foo
something?
Fighters. For the like back when the original guy didn't work out, before they even got
William
Taylor
Goldsmith.
Hawkins.
Yeah.
Before even Taylor Hawkins, I would have went Nick Vincent. 100%. Like Taylor Hawkins
Yeah?
cool, but Nick Vincent has the thing that Dave Grohl and our loving Dave Lovering also has, which is a musicality to their playing. That I
Where-
think that
Sure.
that's
Where
why
do
I'm
you put-
backtracking on what I said before, because you couldn't just have like Dave's playing, like Dave Grohl would not be
talk
Dave
about Dave
Grohl without
Grohl.
Dave Lovering, right? Like and I could go down the list of drummers I think that look back to the Pixies as an influence, and they might think everybody thinks of the loud, quiet, loud, and the stop, start, and the short things, and like the reason those are so good is not just the idea; it's the way that Lovering played those drum parts for those songs. Like they are like integral to why they work and why they are what they are in the echelons of music, right? And so
I hear you,
Dave.
So-
I apologize, and please, if I ever meet you, you can, shame me all you want, because that was
I met him once.
the most stupidest
You did?
statement
When?
any person who knows music could make. So back on to
April
track.
25th, 2004.
Yeah.
Oh,
Back onto
that's
track
when I
though.
met him.
That I love it. I'm very excited. I want to hear the album. I'm an album dude. I'm sorry. Did I jump back too soon? Is
No,
that
no,
too
no,
fast?
You're doing fine.
Oh,
No,
okay.
Kimball and I were having our own
I was
conversation.
just telling
that's
Hector
all.
about.
Oh,
I was just
sorry.
telling Hector about the time I met Dave Levering.
He is.
Yeah,
Okay,
met Dave.
sorry. Yes.
Well,
Man,
it's
everybody's
kind of
met Dave
embarrassing.
except me, man.
This is embarrassing.
I haven't met
I'm
him.
going to tell you an embarrassing story.
You haven't
Hey,
met him
but we
either.
met Paz. We met Paz, Dusty.
I
We got
love
that.
Paz, and maybe that's why I'm
Did
biased.
you really though?
Multiple
Oh, no, you
times.
did.
Yeah, we did,
There's
yeah.
photos.
When she was with Entrance
There's
Band,
photos.
I met her.
That's
And
proof.
she was so sweet and nice, and I talked to her for
Yeah,
like,
she
I don't know,
was.
10 minutes just
Yeah.
about music. And we were just
I tried to
bonding
talk
over
to her.
music and the love
I
of
tried to
music.
talk to
It was like, she's,
Go hang out with her again. Maybe you could start a band with her. She's
Yeah,
looking for
dude.
gigs. Maybe
dude, and yeah.
do it.
I'll be there.
Anyway, my
she'd
embarrassing
be
story
smart to
was
play
I
with
went
me.
to see
I'm just saying.
I went to see Pixies
And I'm
when
not
they
kidding.
first got back together in 2004. They were playing Boise, Idaho. My friends and I drove to see them. My friend I was in a band with, Preston, were like, "Hey,
Preston.
would it be lame if we got like our CD to like give to them?"
Why would?
And we're like, "Yeah, that would be lame, but we should do it anyway."
Do it anyway.
got
So
it.
we had a CD of our band, and we were walking along. And at the time, Dave had a huge mullet. He had like huge,
Oh,
curly,
yeah.
flowing hair thing. And so we got there early, and we were kind of like outside.
We all
the-
did it, Dave.
the
Don't worry
venue
about
and
it.
kind of walking around, and we saw him crossing the street. And I go, "That's David Lovering. Let's go!" And so my friend Preston and I ran up to him, and I'm like, "Dave!" And he turned around. And I'm like, "Hey, we're huge fans. We're so excited to see you guys." He's like, "Oh, cool." And I'm like, "I know this is pretty lame, but this is our band, and we wouldn't be a band if it hadn't been for you guys. So we enjoy your music so much. We just want to give some of our music back to you." He's like, "Oh, cool, thanks, man. I'll check it out." And I'm sure he went around the corner and threw it in a garbage can.
I bet you he didn't.
But I don't know.
He might not have
But
listened to it, but
that
I
was-
bet you
that
he
was-
threw it in a pile of stuff.
And it just
It
got
may have been a
Maybe.
coaster, but I don't think he threw it away.
Sure.
I bet you he probably listened to at least like the first song, maybe the first few seconds of the second song.
And
And
he's like, "Nah."
it happens to all of us, even if they're great, because you just don't know. Like, look at the Headspace. He was doing his thing. And it's like, hey, right on. Even if he thought it was cool, what's he going to do about it?
Yeah. So that was my annoying like fan moment. Where
That's,
hey,
hey,
here's our band.
shows
Can we
how
open
cool
for you
Dave is, though. He
sometime?"
didn't throw it out in front of your face.
No, he was,
Or
he was
refuse it.
he was very nice. He's like, "Oh, thank you guys, thank you."
Yeah.
And he was super kind. And
Yeah,
then
do you guys
went on
see
his-
the like thing? I can't remember how. Very recently, he had posted some magic tricks with Emma.
Uh-huh.
Did you see those at all? Those were so cool.
I
Oh yeah,
guess.
Those are-
he's great at his magic
Oh,
tricks,
and
man.
that accentuated what an asshole I was for saying what I did. Gosh, damn, man. Not to rehash, but
I
good
think
lord.
I'm just
But-
gonna say I
yeah.
liked his previous assistant. That's all I'm gonna say.
You liked him in his what?
you know what?
I liked his previous
love-
assistant.
I absolutely love.
Oh, he
She
made
was-
her disappear though.
Yeah, he did. Somebody did.
Well, he didn't.
I will-
Somebody did. She was
I-
always
I-
smiling, and anyways.
You know what?
don't
She
wanna
was
go
an
there.
amazing, and is amazing bass player, musician, amazing musician.
all
That's the
around,
thing.
yeah,
Is like
yeah.
as a musician, she's just. Paz is just she's in that zone, and she has that aura. She definitely, like we were talking about before. That's the thing. Live, we'll have to see, because you're right. Paz just is bigger than life, and it's just crazy how That's all.
I hope
all
she
of-
does
all
something
Pixies.
awesome.
All Pixies bass players
Me
have
too.
been bigger
Me
than
too. I
life,
think
right?
she will.
So
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
I
She
mean,
is such a great
yeah.
musician, and she's so talented. I
she'll-
want her to
she's
do
gonna-
something awesome.
She's doing
now.
stuff, and I'm sure she's going
Yeah,
to do
she's
stuff.
keeping
you
busy
know?
from what I can
I
tell.
know.
I do
Yeah.
hope that
I
she
want
comes
her
back
to,
with
like-
the entrance band. That'd
I
be nice.
I hope that she,
That would
and
be
I hope
nice.
she if she does any of the shows over here at Zebulon
Yeah.
or whatever,
We'll go.
we're gonna go.
We'll go.
Yep, we'll go. Say hi.
Ask her to be on the podcast.
She might.
I will.
We want to know what what
Hey,
happened.
maybe.
Ooh.
Or hey, if any of the Pixies currently members want to come on the podcast, hey, the invitation's always open, right? So,
Or any past members.
right.
If Kim Deal wants to come
Hey,
on.
you know what?
Yeah,
we don't
yeah.
get. You know, the thing is,
That'd be awkward.
I do feel that because I really love all the. I know you're in part, or you have your favorites and non-favorites, but I love their stuff, man, all of it pretty much, and so
I love a third of it, maybe?
really.
What are we talking about?
You didn't do
Maybe
you
if-
didn't do the Breeders.
Oh.
Readers.
I love them. I really dig them. I really
Yeah.
dig them. I think that last album was killer, man. Do you
Nice.
guys see the live at Big Sur performance thing they
No.
posted? It's so good.
I can't
It's
stop
so
listening
good.
to
I
them
love
in-
the- I
since
love the-
1983.
I love the Deal Sisters, man. They're so awesome. They're just awesome people.
They're good.
They
Yeah,
really are.
I'm
I
happy
give you
they're
that.
happy.
I give you
I
that.
am happy they're happy.
I
Yeah,
think,
you
and their
Here's the thing. I got nothing against
their auras are good. But I just
True.
think sometimes
Got
we have
nothing
here,
against
Anne Frank Black, and
Anne Frank. What?
or I'm Black
and
Frank.
Frank.
Frank Black Francis, because
I heard you
in
say
the
Anne
music
Frank
of
Black.
Pixies, and
I'm like, what the hell kind of
I'm just saying
tangent is
in
this?
our
We're gonna go
title,
on a history
right? Our
lesson,
sub, because
Kimball's
we,
like,
we are Planet of Sound,
Jeez.
but our description is, and so
Well,
I
yeah.
kind of feel like
Oh, hey,
we do
guys.
have And Beyond, which covers everything.
We were supposed to
but
talk about.
in
We
some
did
ways,
talk
I feel like
Hey, guys.
Kim gets a
Yes.
little less shake.
How
which
are
she
we
should.
feeling about the new Pixies album?
I'm
that comes
excited.
out
I'm
in
fucking
October?
excited, dude.
I'm ready.
I just want to. I'm ready. Yeah.
I need to go back and listen to Oyster Beds about 300 times
Yeah,
to
I
like,
will.
make up for the past 2 days I haven't been listening to it.
You know what I'm gonna do? What
Yeah.
I
That
always
was great.
do is I'm gonna do my.
I'm
gonna do.
I'm fired up.
I'm gonna do an A to B, which is like literally leading up to it. I'm gonna start from the very first Purple demos and go through all the major releases, shall we say, till we get to this one, and then I'm gonna listen to this album. This way, I kind of do this pretty
Or
much.
just listen to our podcast. That'll be good. Just listen to all our podcasts.
Yeah, that's actually
Except
good.
for the part where we stop.
Right.
There's a gap there.
Well, I guess yeah.
There's a
We
gap.
gotta mind the gap.
The-
we gotta fill it.
I think we should. I think we will.
Someday,
We're getting to
the
a little
gap
groove
will
now.
be
It's gonna go what?
filled.
2 months now? That's about 2-3
Hey.
months in between
Hey.
now. That's
Well,
not
guess
bad.
what? In a couple months, this album will be out, and we'll
Do another
talk
one.
about the rest of the songs.
See
on
that?
it.
Yeah.
There's
And
always
the whole thing as a whole.
Although
Oh,
we-
at the beginning of the episode, Dusty was talking about some weird like color vinyl thing. Here's the issue.
Oh,
Okay,
thank
here's
you
the
for
issue.
reminding me of that.
Here's the
Yes,
issue.
yes, yes.
Okay, Chicken comes out. They use that song to announce a new album's coming out.
Yes.
They say, click on the link and pre-order now. And they have images
Kimball
of the
did.
album artwork.
This is what
And-
happened.
The Pixies site has the standard black, but they also have like a purple one. And then if you go to just indie record shops, they have standard black, as well as one that was like pink. That, in my opinion, went the best with some of the colors on the actual album
Yes.
artwork. So I'm like, I'm going to order that one. So I ordered that one. And then about a week ago, I got an email from HMV. I know they're not indie, they're the corporate British thing, but I don't care. It was free shipping, all right? Anyway, I pre-ordered through them the pink one. And then they said, hey, apologies. When you pre-ordered this, the description we had said it was going to be like this, but now it's actually going to be like this. And it was like a more red, like a deep pink red
Right.
sort of thing. And it said, if you don't want this anymore because you pre-ordered based on the other image, you can cancel it and get your money back, whatever. But this is the way it is. That's it.
That's
Basically,
what it was.
what happened
Yes.
is they probably had like the image that they were going for, and then they pressed them, and it came back, and it's shit,
That's-
it's a lot darker than we wanted it to be. So that's what it is.
Somebody
That's all.
did not
No big
do color
conspiracy.
correction.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
I don't know either.
But it's a non-issue. It's like the
Yes.
music's going to sound the same.
Regardless.
I hope.
And there's
Maybe
not,
it would've
and there's no
sounded better
special
on
release
Pink.
that you missed out on. Like you couldn't have got like the
No,
special.
I wish.
You know, like if
They're
they had
never
pressed a
gonna
few, and then you were like, "Oh
Right.
shit!"
No.
But that's not what
They're never
happened.
going to top the special Beneath the Eerie Deluxe box set with the bonus demos disc. Since then, I'm spoiled. I'm like, Doggerel, is there any? No, there's
The
nothing
bonus,
additional.
and well, you had the
Zombies, is there
podcast,
bonus
and you had the
demos? Oh, there's
man.
Dude, Beneath the Eerie killed it with promotion.
They need to do
Oh,
a
yeah.
podcast thing
And then the
again. Was it
demos.
just? I wonder if it was too much work and cost
I
too
think
much.
it was a lot of work. I think it was. A lot of
You
work.
know what, guys? We
And
could
you
do
know
it a
what?
lot cheaper.
Here's
And
the thing.
intrusive.
I bet it did cost.
We could do it.
Not as good. And
Hey,
not as good. Here's
hey.
the thing. I bet it was something the management tried.
Good editor.
And it cost a lot of money. And I bet they sell the same amount of records regardless because they
Yeah.
don't.
What's the
I don't
point?
They have the same fan base.
They made no
who
money
are,
on
like,
on
buy
those
the
episodes
stuff.
for sure.
So it's like, why should we put all the money into that if
it was a
it's just gonna
great
sell the same
documentary
as
though.
Head Carrier
It was a great
and the
documentary.
same as Dog.
Kind of like this podcast.
Yes.
We don't care. It's the passion.
Whoa. Yeah, we care. Doesn't mean it's great.
We care
Right?
about
It's
10 other people care.
it's like
Right.
it's like
Our
those
standard
artists
size
that do
listeners.
music. They're not the greatest at it, but they do it because they just
Yeah.
love doing music.
You tell them.
We love talking about music
You tell 'em.
and hanging out and talking Pixies. So what do? We record it and put it out there. And if you want to come along for the ride, baby, ow!
So everybody
So on
tell
that
you
note-
if this is the first time. Yeah, I think it is, guys. But let me just remind people: if you're listening to us for the first time, we hope you enjoyed it. If you have friends, tell them that you can find us on iTunes, on Spotify.
You don't have friends,
And if you don't
neither
have
do
friends,
we,
yeah.
so it's
Hey,
fine.
And
we have almost like
original-
1,000 followers.
and Spreaker.
Almost, we're at 900. If you hit
Yeah.
1,000, we'll do an episode for 1,000
Yeah.
followers on Facebook.
And send us a bottle of whiskey. We'll take
I
it.
know, I couldn't believe it either. I was like 900 and something. That's got to be wrong.
I think half of them are bots. Do you know how many like fake people try to
right.
join?
Don't
our
I
tell
try to
Dusty
kick them
that.
off.
every day?
I deny them.
Don't
I
tell
deny
them
them.
that.
I deny him too. I'm like,
see,
who is this person
don't-
that's a member of
don't-
6,000 groups?
Don't
You
special.
see,
don't-
that's why we need you to be RoboCop, Kimball. That's why. See,
All right.
There's a reason.
RoboCop just
Oh,
shoots
look,
people.
dude, I was so wrong.
Just shoots people.
I was 100% wrong.
well,
Don't listen to me.
rapists, bad people.
I'm thinking of this one.
Oh, that's true. On that note. Anyway, guys.
Can you believe
Hey,
it?
good talking to you. Good seeing you guys. Get ready for the new
Get
album,
fired up
everybody.
for this album.
Yes.
Hey,
You-
here's a question before
Yes.
we leave. Here's
Yes.
a question.
Question me.
So they've put out 3 songs for this album so far.
Mm.
We're still a couple months away from it. They seem to be putting them out fairly regularly. Like Chicken came out just a few weeks ago,
Right,
and now
and
Oyster
now-
Beds has come out.
Yeah.
Are we going to hear more songs between now and October? Like we've got like 2 months still.
I don't
think we
think
hear one
so.
more.
After it comes out.
I think we'll hear one more.
Nah.
I think we'll hear one more.
If anything, it's going
I
to be
think
like
one
the
more.
week before. It's not going to be like we're going to get it next week or the week after.
No,
I say
but we've
September.
got
I say
got 2
September.
months.
Yeah.
I bet beginning of
October.
October we'll get something.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
gonna
Like,
sound
Because
totally
it'll be
different.
3 weeks.
And it's going to sound totally
you
different
mean
than
like
the ones we've
like
heard.
5
It's
weeks?
gonna be
It'll be 5
techno.
weeks. you
It's
mean.
gonna be
Right.
Techno
Rave.
or polka. Techno polka.
Polka. Ooh, I like
Polka.
polka. Let's do that.
Techno.
I would wonder what their take on that would be.
It'd be awesome.
It would be awesome.
I'd be down.
Whatever. If it's totally different,
Anyway.
that's going to be a great sign of
How does Frank keep coming up with material to sing about? Blows my.
Just does it.
I mean,
Well,
I guess there's
just-
never an end in life to
a
the
divorce
things that you
helps.
experience, but Jesus, man.
Yeah.
Did he has not? He needs to write a
love
autobiography, man.
Oh.
His biography would be bomb at this point in life, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if he's into that.
I know, right? He's not.
I don't know if he.
Let's get
Yeah,
Josh
I know.
Frank on it.
Why?
You know, there's a certain level like you kind of have to like
Telling stories, and he's not
like
big
telling
on that.
stories and be a little bit about yourself.
Really?
And I feel like he's not about himself.
Well,
I
it's-
feel like he's just like whatever.
I guess so.
I do this because I like it, not to talk about me, sort of thing. You know?
It wouldn't be
Being
for
humble?
him. It would be like for more for just
I don't know.
for
if-
the music community because
He's not
people. I mean, if you really think about it, if you think about how huge, I mean, who knows how long society is going to go along, but let's say 200-300 years
that's
from
bleak.
now, I just don't. I mean, it's going to be like you have Beethoven, and Mozart and people like that you'd go, oh yeah, Beatles are on that list. I think you're going to put Pixies on that list because of the number of people that they have inspired after them, and still to this very day, right now, that my girls show me bands that have been around only 2-3 years and are like, and you could tell they're fully inspired by this music, and they point to the Pixies as the inspiration, right? So it's a yeah, I just think it's going to go down. Like there's these huge steps and things where change happens, and even if you don't necessarily are into that thing, it's going to be like kind of historically recognized, shall we say, right? And I think Pixies are one of those.
Especially in a couple years when like the UFOs and the
yeah, right. When it's like see that
is like it's legit.
It was all
they've been here for decades. We've been covering it up. Here's the spaceship.
I was telling somebody the other day
about it for decades.
I was telling somebody the other day about how Frank was listening to whatever the radio show was, and then like he had the song. Is it The Happening?
The Happening.
Yeah, in The Happening. Yeah. How like I was. It was
Bill Goodman. Happening.
So it's my youngest daughter because she like I'm always catching her listening to that song. That's like one of her favorite all-time songs. Right? She loves that album. She's like addicted to it, and she was playing it. I'm like, you know the story behind that, right? I've told you that, right? And I go listen to the actual episode, and Kimball gives it correctly. But here's the synopsis, and I was telling her what it's all about. You know, she was just like, what the? Because she's just like in the last year really discovering them. She's been, Surfer Rosa, obviously, like just pounds that into the dirt. And a lot of that, but yeah, now it's all about bossa nova. It's like she's just all over it, man. It's so cool.
Good job.
Yeah, it's so cool. Hey,
stuff.
she's discovered it on her own.
Yeah, there you go.
I was talking about if we want to go off on a cool note in discovery and getting old. I don't know. I think Kimball's not into them, but I think Hector, you are. My Bloody Valentine.
Yes. Yeah, I saw that.
Finally getting it. Dude, I have been listening to.
Come join us.
I appreciate them, but I've never.
That's how I was before. I only appreciated it. Didn't get the whole like, why are you so over the top of the moon? Like, why it's so cool about it? But I don't know. I'm digging it. I listen a lot in headphones, and it's a lot of the. I think more on the production side. It's like because I've been doing more of that in my older age. I'm appreciating it on a different level and can listen to the whole album now, not getting bored. Like I'm digging the different little subtleties in his tricks and how he's approaching recording, and I love what's her name's voice and their vocal style. Like even him when they sing together, their vocal style is super cool, very reminiscent of like another band that I've always loved, but recently been really going back on their catalog and just. Loving it is Sonic Youth. Like, okay. Oh God, so good. Gosh dang, so good, right? Like, yeah, man. So, yeah, man. I don't know.
All right, fellas. All right,
One time in high school, my band and I played at like a Barnes and Noble, and for payment, they couldn't pay us, but they said, each of you, 4 of you in the band, you can go pick out a CD.
Right on.
It'll be on the house. And so I'm like, oh yeah, My Bloody Valentine. I'm gonna get this Loveless CD.
Everybody keeps talking about, right?
And I put it in the CD player, and I'm like, okay. And then like a track or two in, I'm like, what the hell? And I was like kind of bummed.
Yeah.
I feel like I got ripped off of a free CD that I could have got something else.
That's how I felt the first time I heard him back in the 80s. I was like, really? It sounds like a bunch of noise.
I know everyone loves them, and I know anyone who got to this point in the podcast is like, oh, Kimball has no cred anymore.
No, it's all good. It's all good, man.
I appreciate them. I know they're important. I know they do cool things. I just can't get through an album.
Right. Yeah,
I can't.
Right. Well, hey, you love Pearl Jam, and I'm just again, I can appreciate the jam.
It's true.
But and dude, the thing is like. I love Eddie.
I didn't know this.
I love some of the boys, but I just
How dare you.
I mean,
PJ.
No, I get
like
it.
if Eddie said, "Hey man, I want to write a song," I'd be like, "Fuck yeah, you write great songs." I just don't necessarily like the way they always come across for some reason. I don't know what I can't. I can't put my. It's almost like
So what you're saying
I have a
is
theory, but-
Eddie should work with what's his face from
Dusty Star.
Kevin Shields. Is that his name? No,
Dude.
no, My Bloody Valentine.
Yes, that would
Just
be.
take Eddie's voice and put
No,
3
no,
billion
no,
guitars
no.
and,
it
like,
would be something
a
different.
wall
You
of
know that
stuff all
Kevin
over him?
Shields worked with Primal Scream on a bunch of stuff too. He co-wrote a bunch of their stuff for a couple of years. Yeah, so he doesn't
It can
just
happen.
do that.
Into that.
It can
Yeah,
happen.
Primal Scream. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Kevin's a great. He's good, man. He's really good. He's something special.
Billy Corgan used to hang out with him back in the day.
See, there you go. And I could tell. I could
I
tell.
would like to see. I would
That would
check
be a good
out
one.
Some Corgan and
Corgan,
Shields
dude.
stuff
Have you listened?
together.
Have you seen any of the recent stuff? He is just. I love that guy.
Yeah.
I love to. He reminds
Put
me
out
of.
a new album,
He reminds.
and everyone is saying it's like a return to form, and I'm like, well, yeah, it's got loud guitars instead of synths, but I've listened to the 10-song album a dozen times, and I can't hum a melody to you. There aren't choruses or hooks that like make you want to go
I
back.
have to go. I haven't listened to it, to tell you the truth. I've been on my own kick with this band called Julie that I can't stop listening to. Well, I mean, I've also been listening to My Bloody Valentine and some other stuff, but yeah, man.
Anyway,
it's
should we wrap this up? This is like
we are just blabbling,
I'm not doing
Hector's
my
tried
job
to
very
end it
well.
like 6
Yeah, I'm
times.
not doing my job very well. But anyways, again, hey,
We can edit out
New-
the slow parts.
new Pixies album coming out in October. Get ready for it. It's gonna
I'm fired
sound
up.
really good.
Yeah.
Oyster
We're all
Beds.
fired up.
More excited.
Hope you enjoyed the show, guys.
Let's go.
We will be talking to you soon, maybe in October, maybe sooner. We don't know. But thank you again for listening to
Geared up.
the Planet of the Sound.
Yep.
Bye.
I met a guy in a rover.